Waco High is led out onto the field by Terrence Hamilton carrying the American flag, and LaDon King carrying the Texas flag, and Jalen Harris carrying the Waco High flag, in that order.
You know, you talk about Rudder, who is now running out of there, blow up head. The Rudder Rangers come out. Bill talked about the all-white jerseys. You know, it's something interesting this year. A lot of high schools in previous years have gone to these jerseys where you cannot really read the numerals. And last year, high school athletics made a change that you've got to be able to read the numerals, and there could be a warning issued. And I would imagine with Rudder and their numerals that are very difficult to see, might be issued a warning. But they look slick, all white helmet, white pants, white jerseys. And homecoming night here, 3 Waco High Lions are actually going to step out in the running. Waco High football players in the running for homecoming king, Terrence Hamilton, LaDon King, and David Vaughn. All 3 of those guys, they're probably, that's the last thing on their mind right now.
You'd hope it would be, Joe. And Waco High, this is one of those games. I think if Waco High was playing Temple tonight, we would not say that tonight is a must-win. You don't have to go to 1-1, 2 games into the schedule, but a route to the playoffs is not compatible with a loss to Bryan-Rudder. And not to take anything away from them, but they've started this season, they've struggled. They're 0-4. They've only scored 3 times all year, a touchdown in each of their first 3 games. They're giving up an average of 39.25 points per game, and they're scoring only 5.5 points per game. Their offensive statistics really are not very impressive, and so it's a game that Waco High has got to take care of business. And Marty Herbst said during the pregame interview, he was mainly worried about the homecoming. They do the powder puff game, they do the burning W here for as one of the homecoming traditions, and he was saying, I just hope we've got to get our guys' heads in this game.
One of the interesting things, Tom, a big impact player for Waco High on the defensive side of the ball is Nakevion Vincent. And we'd be not doing our jobs if we didn't mention Vincent is not suited up for tonight's game. That's not due to an injury, but he is not suited up and won't be playing tonight.
And nor will DJ Mangum be playing. DJ Mangum broke a bone in his shoulder, and it's one of those kind of injuries that will not keep him out all the time, but he has this will be his second complete game to miss. They're trying to get him rested up because after this week and then the bye week, there's a big stretch against Temple and College Station. And we're going to pause here and listen to the Waco High band play our national anthem. Both teams lined up along their sidelines.
May God bless these families and God bless America. At this time, we're going to have a singer of our national anthem this evening by the Waco High School Choir.
That'll do it for the Waco High pregame show, brought to you by Central National Bank. When we come back, we'll have the opening kickoff You're listening to Waco High football on 101.3 FM. Waco ISD Stadium, Waco High set to kick off here in just about 2 minutes. We still have the color guard out on the midfield at WISD Stadium, standing on that blue WISD logo. And let's see, what Waco High now will send the captains out for the flip of the coin. We haven't had that yet. And Bill, set the stage for us again.
Well, I do want to point out that the flags are at half-mast in honor of the victims at the Las Vegas shooting. So, the band and the color guard were out there finishing up Texas, Our Texas. And, I just want to bring it back to a little bit of what Joe said earlier about how important it is for Waco to establish the passing game. Look at the statistics, the season statistics. Waco has 505 yards passing versus 1,185 yards rushing. So you can see the offense could use a little more balance, and getting that passing game on track is an important step.
As with any game, Bill, the turnovers and any team, Waco High really lived off of some good turnover action in their first couple of games, and in the last couple of games, they've ended up negative in that turnover battle. That's always, always going to be an issue. It's always going to be the team that can have the most turnovers, whatever. But it's as Waco approaches and tiptoes into this passing game and trying to get that attack going, it's going to be really important to make sure the turnovers don't get out of control, especially in a game like this.
That's right. And, Bryan-Rudder is a team that's had problems with turnovers. They've had 8 fumbles in 4 games and 6 interceptions. So, they are prone to turn the ball over, so perhaps that might be a strength for tonight.
Waco High sends Michael Stimson, David Chavez, Javon Ridge, and Eduardo Perez out as captains for tonight's game. Rudder won the toss. They elect to receive. Waco High will defend the south end zone. So Waco High will be kicking from right to left. Rudder will be moving left to right here in the first quarter as we're about to get this second district game of the year underway from WISD Stadium. How would you characterize the Rudder crowd over there, Joe?
I would say that it's small-ish. They did not get in the car, and they didn't have many drive. I would say there may be 50 or so. The band, though, the Rudder band is there. They're a long way away from their fan base, but they are here and, looking for their first win of the season. And I know we're kind of joking about the crowd and the travel, but I guarantee you this team, that the Rudder Rangers coming out on the field right now, would love to have their first win come at Waco ISD Stadium.
They look sharp in those white unis. Giovanni Madison, the senior wide receiver and defensive back, is deep for Rudder. Marquise Johnson and Davion Calhoun are on that second line. They stand at about the 12-yard line. Chris Escada will tee this ball up at the 40-yard line. The officials still conferring about something at midfield. Now they break their huddle. Referee's trying to say something over his microphone. I can't hear it. It looks like they're saying that Bryan-Rudder took a timeout there. I'm not sure what. We'll try to get some explanation for that. You think maybe George Nesbitt can figure out what happened down there during the break. But they just, I think they just announced that Bryan-Rudder had taken a timeout. In any event, we're about to get this game kicked off. Chris Escada tees this ball up. Waco High kicking right to left. District game number 2. Waco High looking to go to 1-1 in district play. This is Rudder's first district game, and here is the Escada kick, and he just booms it. I mean, it bounces halfway into the end zone and rolls out of the back of the end zone and underneath the scoreboard on the grassy knoll. And Rudder will start this possession from its own 25-yard line.
Escada had a really stiff wind at his back. Even with the flags, as Bill mentioned, at half-mast, they're blowing really hard, so he does have a stiff wind at his back. Mosqueda not shy with his leg, though. A very effective field goal kicker, place kicker for Waco High.
Just want to make a quick shout out to Dion Stewart, who is listening. Thanks, Dion, for listening.
Quarterback for Rudder is number 42, Hunter Dobbins. He's under center, wing back to the right, 2 receivers right, 1 left, handoff left side. Ball is on the ground, and I think Waco High got on top of. No, ball still rolling back to the 35, and Demarion Lyons recovers the fumble at the 34-yard line. And Cavante Johnson just took the ball off right tackle, and the ball just popped into the air and was kicked around and kicked toward the Rudder goal end zone, and Demarion Lyons in the secondary falls on it. They'll spot that ball at the 35-yard line. Waco High with a short field.
Well, we were talking about turnovers just not 2 minutes ago, and so here's one, the first one of the game.
So 1st and 10, Waco High. 8 seconds into this game, Waco High with the turnover. LaDon King and Terrence Hamilton stand behind Jalen Harris, who's in the pistol. And here is the snap and the handoff to LaDon King right over the guard. He's bounced back, keeps his feet, 35-30. Breaks a tackle to the 27-yard line, 26-yard line.
Tell you what, Tom, he also blew a wheel back there at the 35. He lost his shoe after that really tough run and pickup of about 8-9 yards, but he did it with one shoe on.
Gain of 9, 2nd and 1, Waco High from the Rudder 26 after the fumble on Rudder's opening play, and Harris wants to pass, and he's flushed out of the pocket. He's going to run it. He's got the first down at the 25 to the 20, out of bounds at the 16-yard line, spotted at the 15, 1st and 10, Waco High. Harris really showed his speed to get to the corner there and pick up the first down and more.
The defensive end on that side and the linebacker had great penetration, but Harris's speed just took him right around the end.
Now a full backfield behind Harris, and here is Hamilton off right guard. He's across the 15, 1 yard, maybe 2. Flag comes down in the area of a hold. The play stands, it'll go for 1 yard to the 14. They're marking this, they're walking this off against Waco High. That is going to be a hold on Waco High, just somewhere in the interior line, right where Terrence Hamilton ran for the 1 yard gain. But move that ball back out to the 25-yard line and bring up first down and 20. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Jalen Harris in the shotgun, and he'll look into the right flats now, throw back left side to Quinn Williams, overthrows him, incomplete.
Looks like there was a little bit of a miscommunication between Jalen Harris and Quinn Williams on that play. I think that Quinn Williams cut inside a little earlier than what Jalen Harris thought he should have done. So we'll see if they can't get that back on track later in the game.
2nd down and 20 now for Waco High from the Rudder 25-yard line. Harris hands off left side to Hamilton. Flag comes in. It's going to be another hold. Hamilton runs over a man to the 21-yard line for a gain of 4, but this is going to be another hold, I'm afraid, on Waco High. Personal foul, chop block on Waco High, so even worse. Going to move that ball out near the 40-yard line. Nose of the ball on the 40-yard line. Waco High needs the 5 for a first down, so the not often seen 2nd and 35 for Waco High. 10:51 to play in the first quarter, no score. Rudder fumbled on its first play of the game. Waco High's been going backwards on penalties, and Harris pump fakes into the left flats. Now he runs it up the middle. He's going to be hit at the line of scrimmage, drop for no gain, and that'll bring up 3rd and 35. Bill, what's your call on 3rd and 35?
What they were just about to do in this play, which was the pump fake and go deep, and I think that's what they're trying to run and looking for in the seam.
2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Terrence Hamilton stands to the left of Jalen Harris on 3rd and 35, and Harris does want to throw, and he throws it up the middle, caught by Quinn Williams, 25, open field 20, 15, 10, 5. Quinn Williams splits the defense, and he goes 40 yards for the Waco High touchdown.
His speed was on display right there as he did exactly what you said, Tom, splitting those defenders after he caught. I mean, his run after catch was as impressive as the throw by Jalen Harris. An effective passing start, at least on that play for Waco High.
Michael Stimson will hold for Chris Escada. Here's a snap, and here is the Escada kick, and Waco High takes a 7-0 lead, 10:08 to play first quarter. Waco High football, 101.3 FM. Quinn Williams snags the Jalen Harris catch and pass, and Waco High converts on 3rd and actually didn't convert, scored on 3rd and 35 from the 40. 10:08 to play first quarter, and Escada will tee this ball up and kick to Rudder for the second time. If you're just joining us, Rudder took the opening kickoff, fumbled on their opening play. Waco High then went backwards on a bunch of holding penalties, but scored on 3rd and 35, and Escada just pounds this ball out of bounds.
Tom, on that scoring play, you had Taro Johnson in the slot and Quinn Williams to the outside, and Taro Johnson ran a flag pattern, essentially an up and out, and Quinn Williams just waited patiently right behind, ran right off his hip to the post and was wide open. Caused some confusion in that defensive backfield.
That's expert analysis is what that is. Asha Nesbitt in the booth here. She whispered all that in her dad's ear.
That's right.
So Rudder comes out for its second offensive possession. Hunter Dobbins in there at quarterback. He lines up in the shotgun. They send 4 receivers to the right, 1 to the left, and that man comes in motion, and it's the jet sweep to the right side to the 35. Hit there ahead to the 39-yard line. That was Cavante Johnson for 9 yards.
So what this offense is lacking, they do have a bright spot in Cavante Johnson. I mean, he has, he's a 6-foot, 190-pound tailback with 19 carries and 109 yards on last week's game. But on the year, he's got 87 carries for 404 yards and has all 3 of Rudder's touchdowns.
You'd think that 2nd and 1 is his specialty. He lines up to the left of Dobbins. And here is the whistle and a false start on Rudder. It's going to turn 2nd and 1 into 2nd and 6.
.9:25 to play in the first quarter. Waco High leading Rudder 7-0. Rudder with the ball traveling left to right.
Dobbins in the pistol, and he does hand off to Cavante Johnson around left end. He's got the 35 to the 40. He's got the first down to the 41-yard line, the Rudder 41. Move the chains. First down of the game for Rudder. 9:12 to play first quarter, 7-0 Waco High. Ball on the left hash. Rudder moving left to right here, and they're all white uniforms, white helmet, white socks, and white shoes. 1st and 10 for Rudder from their own 41-yard line. Dobbins under center, I formation behind him. Pitch back, right side. Williams, he's got the corner to the 45 to midfield into Waco High territory and bumped out of bounds at the 45-yard line by Tiandre Basie.
You know, Cavante Johnson has a running style a lot like Adrian Peterson. He's a tall, slender back and runs upright. And after his first few steps, he seems to pour it on and accelerate. So we'll see how he does the rest of this game.
Some of what Rudder's doing, they're doing a lot of pulling. They got a guard out there, number 55, Clifford Chambers, offensive lineman. He's really, really big and really fast. They're pulling him a lot as a lead blocker.
Now Johnson is the lone man behind Dobbins, who throws left side flats. Caught at the line of scrimmage, spins there now. Lyons just brings him to the carpet after a 1-yard gain. Good defense over there by Demarion Lyons to keep the receiver in front of him and then to make the tackle. Brings up 2nd down and 9. They spot that ball to the Waco High 43-yard line. Cavante Johnson is to the left, and Bladen Reeves is to the right of Hunter Dobbins, who's in the pistol, and he hands off to Johnson. Ball's on the ground. Waco High got another fumble, just a mishandled handoff there. And Waco High got on top of it. Let's see who that is. I think that's Corey Ebron. Gets up off the bottom of the pile with the football. And Waco High recovers another fumble. That's an unforced error there too, guys, because that was just a mix-up in the handoff exchange there.
And that's 8 coming into this game again. Rudder had 8 fumbles in 4 games, so they're averaging 2 fumbles a game. So it's an area. Turnovers are an area of weakness for sure for this Rudder team.
Harris in the shotgun, and he play action. He looks to throw, and he's got a lot of time, and he throws deep for Quinn Williams, and it is incomplete. Oh, Quinn Williams was bumped to the ground. I guess they say that was incidental contact, but there was a collision in the secondary, and Williams was a beautifully thrown ball, and I think Williams was going to run right underneath it.
I do too, and it looked like the defender's hands were right over both shoulder pads, so we're not going to get a replay here, I guess.
I'm not critiquing Harris here, and I'm not second-guessing him, but he missed his open receiver, Michael Stimson. Stimson's guy came up on the blitz, and Stimson was wide open over the middle, and Harris decided to go to his deep man. It was a beautifully thrown ball, but incidental contact or interference, one of the two, incomplete. Now a false start on Waco High. On 2nd and 10, will back them up 5 and make it 2nd and 15 from their own 45, now back to their own 40.
What?
I had to keep going there. I couldn't stop. I'm sorry.
Sometimes Joe can't stop. It would be too much effort to stop. Speaking of Stimson, he splits far out to the right. Josh Hamilton also split to the right, and here goes the handoff off left guard for 2 yards to the 42-yard line. And spot that back at the 41-yard line for a gain of 1. That was Terrence Hamilton.
Tom, while we're waiting on this next play to take off here, Scott Levy on Facebook wants to know if the broadcasting crew has homecoming dates tonight.
It's Scott Levy, first of all. One of the greatest carpool drivers of all time.
That's right.
2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Now LaDon King goes in motion to the right, and Jalen Harris rolls to his right. Now he wants to run back to the left. Oh, he makes a man miss, but he slips to the turf. Man, he made a great move and thought looked like he was going to get into the open field, but he falls to the turf. That brings up 4th down and forever, and Waco High will bring the punting unit on. This is actually Raul Toribio coming on to punt for Waco High. Davion Calhoun stands at his own 27-yard line. Good snap. Toribio, the left footer. Kind of a low, wobbly kick. It takes a great bounce at the 20. Is it going to get into the end zone? Oh, it just gets into the end zone. It was angling toward that pylon. Was nearly a coffin corner of the highest order, but it rolls into the end zone for a touchback, and Rudder will start this drive at their own 20-yard line.
Again, you have Waco High moving on offense there right to left, and the wind was at his back there with that punt, and of course Rudder has the wind now at their face. About 9 or 10 miles an hour. It's not that strong, but it may be a factor.
No question. Rudder comes out in that I formation, 1 receiver to each side. I formation straight behind Dobbins, who's number 42 at quarterback, and he's under center. Those are 2 things you hardly ever see in Texas high school football. Pitches back Johnson. He's got the corner to the 25 to the 26-yard line. Gain of 6. Knocked out of bounds by Demarion Lyons, the right cornerback for Waco High.
That was a great play by Lyons there. I mean, he had a blocker on him and forced him to the outside and out of bounds. So that could have easily gone big had that play not been made on the outside.
Bladen Reeves is the fullback. Cavante Johnson is the tailback in the I formation. 1 receiver to each side. Hunter Dobbins, deep handoff, right side to Johnson. He hits the hole hard, and he's hit hard, but he fights forward for the first down and more to the 35-yard line. Bill Johnson looks really good coming into getting that handoff and pounding into the line.
He sure does. I mean, he is accelerating through that hole in the offensive line, and the Rudder offensive line is getting some push. I think that Waco High is missing their big run blocker, their run stopper, Vincent.
And now they'll spread it out. Empty backfield for Hunter Dobbins, who stands in the shotgun, and here they're going to hand it off to Johnson coming around left end, and he turns it, cuts it up. He's hit by a host of Waco High lines. He's got about 3 yards to the 38-yard line. What they're doing is they're spreading the field, and they're putting about 4 receivers to the left side or the right side, and then they're bringing that receiver from the weak side across and doing a jet sweep and just using those wide receivers as blockers. They've run that play a couple of times, this time for not much success. 2nd and 7, ball at the 38, Rudder's own 38-yard line. 4:55 to play first quarter. Waco High leads 7-0. Back to that I formation, and Dobbins under center. And he turns and he hands off left side to Johnson, who stutter steps at the line of scrimmage. Now he has a little crease to the 42-yard line, gain of about 4. It brings up 3rd down and 3 for Rudder.
Rudder's offensive line had a good push there, but, Eastland, and who else is down there?
Corey
Ebron making big pushes and holding there for just a few yards gain. Now this is this is going to be a big 3rd down and 3 here just at the 42-yard line.
Cavante Johnson is the only man in the backfield behind Dobbins, who's under center. He's trying to draw Waco High off sides, can't do it. Now he chirps back at Johnson for the play, and it's a deep handoff left side. No, play action. It's going to be a bootleg, and Dobbins has the first down. Flag comes in. He's got the first down to the 47-yard line, but a flag comes in an area where you expect to see holding. It was a well-executed bootleg. Everybody bid on the fake. Everybody except Tiandre Basie and Time Ishmael, and that is a hold. Is that what they called, Bill? I missed the signal.
That's a hold on Philip Barnett, and he had his arm around the Waco High player's neck, so to speak. So that's going to move the ball back.
Is that permitted? Can you put your arm? Can you wrap your arm around a defensive player's neck?
And, yeah, not when you're the offensive lineman.
Yeah.
So because of it's a spot of the foul penalty, the ball's now at the 34.5-yard line.
On 3rd down and a long 10, Dobbins, empty backfield, pump fakes into the left flat, throws up the left sideline, and Lyons is in great coverage, and he bats the ball away, incomplete, and just great defense by the right cornerback, Demarion Lyons.
It was, Tom. That was great coverage. He's looked back, saw the ball, positioned himself backing in, facing the ball, and that could have been picked off just as easily as it was batted down.
3:49 to play in the first quarter. Waco High leads 7-0 and figures to get the ball back here with the punting unit on for Rudder. Michael Stimson and Quinn Williams stand just outside either hash mark at the 30-yard line. Dobbins is the punter, and it's a high kick. It gets up in that wind. It's not going to go very far at all. It bounces at midfield, actually bounces at the Waco High 48-yard line. It's about a 17-yard punt. And Waco High will start out with excellent field position, 3:41 to play first quarter.
Yeah, the punter just got a little bit too far underneath that. It's almost like a shank, but it went sky high and blew backwards as it was coming down.
Jalen Harris brings his team onto the field. Quinn Williams split to the left. Michael Stimson split to the right. Terrence Hamilton and LaDon King in the backfield, and Hamilton gets it off left guard, and he's got a big gain to the 45 to the 44-yard line of Rudder. Second down and about 3. from the Rudder 45-yard line. And here is Hamilton again. He's hit right at the line of scrimmage, keeps his feet. Now he gets around left and stiff arms a man. He's going to be slung out of bounds for a loss of 1 back to the 46-yard line. And a good tackle there on.
Sure was a good tackle on. Yeah, I tell you, and Terrence Hamilton, I thought he was going to stiff arm him right to the ground, but the Rudder defender just stuck with him, and they both took each other to the ground.
So it's 3rd down and 6 for Waco High, and Harris drops back to pass to throw, and he looks upfield. He looks for Josh Hamilton to LaDon King. It is incomplete. Batted away at the last minute. A good defensive play there.
That was just a beautiful pass by Jalen Harris, right in stride, and a great play by the Rudder defender to catch up, close that gap, because he had him open. It's good defensive play.
So it brings up 4th down and about 5, and Waco High looks like they will punt. Michael Stimson drops back into that deep shotgun, barks out a hard count. Rudder flinches, but they do not jump. Waco High is known to fake punt. I doubt that's coming up in this situation, but we'll see. Michael Stimson backs up to the 45-yard line, and he puts his right foot into it. It's a good kick, high, wobbly. It's going to bounce softly at the 15-yard line, and Josh Hamilton kills it at the 13-yard line. Rudder will take over there. 2:30 to play first quarter. Waco High leads 7-0. Okay, Brian, you going to take over here, Bubba?
All right, for those who are listening, the Nesbitt brothers are heading downfield. They're being inducted into the Waco High Hall of Honor tonight, and so we could be in store for the rockiest few minutes in radio history, at least in Waco High radio history. Hunter Dobbins under in the I formation, Kevontae Johnson behind him. Johnson takes the snap, moves up. He's going to be tackled down at the Rudder 25-yard line to pick up 11 yards on 1st down. Rudder traveling left to right. 2:23 remaining in the first quarter. Waco High leading 7-0. One receiver to the left, one to the right. Dobbins again in that I formation. Handoff is to Johnson. He plows forward. He's going to be tackled by the 32-yard line. 32-yard line of Rudder. Rudder's had some success running the ball tonight. They do have those 2 fumbles. Waco High came into this game with a +4 turnover margin, and so now they're up to 6 for the season. Dobbins once again under center in the I formation. One receiver to the left, one to the right. Snaps back, hands off to the fullback. He's going to get ahead for a gain of about 5 yards on 2nd down. It's going to move the chains for Rudder and bring up another first down and 10 on the Rudder 38-yard line. Dobbins got the signal from the sideline. Again, I formation, Dobbins under center, one receiver to the left, one to the right. He's going to pitch it back to Johnson. Johnson runs right guard. It's going to be tackled quickly at the 40-yard line. A gain of about 2 on 1st and 10 for Rudder. It's going to bring up 2nd and 8. If you're just joining us, the Nesbitt brothers, Bill, Tom, and Joe, are being honored between the 1st and 2nd quarter of tonight's broadcast, being inducted into the Hall of Honor. Bill graduated from Waco High in '88, Tom in 1990, and Joe in 1993. Rudder once again in the I formation. It's going to hand off to Johnson, left guard, bounces it back to the middle of the field, and he's going to pick up about 8 yards, close to the first down marker. I think they're going to go ahead and move the chains, and they will. They're going to go ahead and give it to him. So first down, Rudder. 17 seconds left in this first quarter. I think that is going to be the final play here of the first quarter. Rudder doesn't appear to be in any hurry to get this next play off, and it will be. It will be the end of the first quarter. Waco High will end the first quarter of play with a 7-0 lead. We'll be right back in a few moments with second quarter action. Waco High 7-0 over the Rudder Rangers. You're listening to Waco High football on 101.3 The Highway.
The Rangers. Now let's join our stadium announcer George Snookhouse for a special presentation.
Where tonight we honor the voices of Waco High School line football. The brothers Bill, Tom, and Joe Nesbitt. Bill, the oldest, is a 1988 honored graduate of Waco High. Bill now resides in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, where he works as a cardiologist in the Metroplex. Tom, a 1990 graduate of Waco High School, is a former football letterman and starting safety for the Lions in 1989. Tom is now an attorney in the Austin area. Joe, the youngest, is a proud 1993 graduate of Waco High School, where he participated in soccer. Joe is now a banker in Waco. Please join the athletic department tonight in honoring the Nesbitt brothers, Bill, Tom, and Joe, as we add their names to our lifetime athletic honor roll as our newest members. Congratulations to the Nesbitt brothers.
Well-deserved
Give
honor
them
for
a
those
big
young
round of
men.
applause.
Welcome back to Waco ISD Stadium. About to get the second quarter underway. A really nice moment between the quarters as Bill, Tom, and Joe Nesbitt were all honored out of the 20-yard line by Waco ISD Athletic Director Johnny Tusa. They were inducted into the Athletic Honor Roll. I think we need to check the transcripts on those three to see if they are deserving of joining the Athletic Honor Roll, but and I'm not really sure what athletic achievement they're getting, but no, it is for their broadcasting of Waco High football games here on the radio, and really nice moment for those three out there with their sons. So congratulations to Joe, Bill, and Tom. Again, Bill, a graduate of 1988, Tom, 1990, and Joe, 1993 from Waco High. Tom actually played football at Waco High. Joe played the other kind of football. He played on the soccer team, and I don't really know what Bill did, but nonetheless, the three of them are out there. Oh, he played golf. I'm being told by Cynthia Perry that he played golf. I formation for Rudder. Second down and 8. Handoff is to Johnson. Johnson allowed right guard, and he's going to be tackled at the Waco High 47-yard line. Pickup of about four on first down. That'll bring up 3rd and 5. Rudder's had success running the football, really a steady dose of handing the ball off to Johnson on this drive. Be nice to see this Waco High defense come up with a stop here and give the ball back to their offense. 11:02 remaining in the second quarter. Waco High leads Rudder 7-0. Waco High got on the board after a Jalen Harris 40-yard touchdown pass to Quinn Williams. Wasn't able to do anything on their second possession. Rudder again in the I formation. Dobbins under center. He drops back to pass, looks right side, rolls to his right, being pursued under pressure, throws the ball down the right sideline, and it is overthrown. I think Andrew Asirni was in the backfield causing some havoc there for Dobbins. He wasn't able to hit his receiver, but also really nice coverage downfield by that Waco High secondary. If you're just joining us, it is homecoming night here at Waco ISD Stadium. A big crowd on hand, lots of students, lots of parents and fans. Good crowd here at Waco ISD Stadium for homecoming night, which also means we're going to have a really long halftime, so you'll want to join us for that. Rudder on 4th down fakes the punt. Pass attempt to the right sideline, and it's going to be incomplete. Sorry for botching that call. But Rudder unsuccessful on the fake punt attempt, and Waco High will take over. They're going to take over at their own 47-yard line. 10:35 remaining in the second quarter. Waco High with a 7-0 lead over the Rudder Rangers, and the Waco High offense will come back out onto the field for their, I think, 3rd or 4th possession of the night. Jalen Harrison at quarterback, one man to the right, one to the left, two receivers out to the right. LaDon King in the slot on the left, snaps back to Harris. He's going to throw up the right side, and it's going to be intercepted. Intercepted by Rudder. He's rounding the 40-yard line, 45, and he's going to be tackled up at the 48-yard line, the Rudder 48-yard line. Just a miscommunication between Jalen Harris and his receiver on that play. The receiver kind of stopped his route, and it ended up being kind of a perfect pass to the Rudder defensive back. It's Jalen Harris's, I think, 3rd or 4th interception of the year. Doesn't turn the ball over often, but it is a turnover nonetheless, and will set up Rudder with 1st and 10 at their 47-yard line, and we are now joined back in the booth by Tom, Joe, and Bill Nesbitt. You guys didn't run up the stairs, did you? You're not out of breath.
Brian, you did a fantastic job.
You could hear me?
No, we couldn't, but we know you did.
Well, thank you.
Condi at quarterback now for Rudder after the Waco High interception. Waco High leads 7-0, 10:22 to go in the second quarter. Condi has a snap, handoff, left side, stutter step in the backfield, moves forward and just kind of leans forward for about a gain of 3.5. It was Cavante Johnson on the carry for Rudder. I'm a little bit out of breath.
We're having a little bit of an issue with the cords up here in the booth now that we're back in and settled. And I think we've got those straightened out here. Rudder with 2nd and 7.
Yeah, 2nd down and 6 actually at the Waco High 48-yard line. A handoff to Johnson again up the middle, is going to lean forward for maybe 2, and it'll bring up 3rd down now and about 5 from the Waco High 47-yard line. You know, Rudder has attempted a few passes on the night, but mainly just kind of Condi handing off to Johnson.
That's right. He's clearly their best player on the team. And, you know, but Waco High defense has made an adjustment here. So they're playing really putting about 7 in the box for right now.
Hunter Dobbins now in at quarterback for Rudder. Stands under center. 3rd down and 4. A long 4. Fakes a handoff, rolls right side, looks downfield. Good coverage by Waco High. Has a man at the 15, in and out of the hands, incomplete. It'll bring up 4th down. 4th and about 4, intended for, it was Basie with great coverage for Waco High to knock that ball out at the end. It was a good pass by Dobbins, but Basie coming through. So 4th down and 4 now for Rudder at the Waco High 47-yard line.
It was nice coverage by Basie, and it looked like he kind of took a bad angle at first, but he did a nice job of recovering and getting back in time to break that play up.
Jesus Lira back to punt for Rudder. Stands at his own 40, got that big stiff wind at his back. Waco High with nobody in the backfield to receive the punt, maybe anticipating some kind of a fake. It's a high end-over-end punt that's going to land at the Waco High 5, check up and take a Rudder check at the 7. That ball will be spotted at the Waco 7, so that's where your Lions will take over 1st and 10. Leading again 7-0. They lead on Rudder fumbled the ball on their first play from scrimmage. 8 seconds into the ball game, Waco High takes it, picks up a 1st down, and then after going backwards for a while, a long about 40-yard pass. So that's Waco High's score, 7-0 here. 8:45 to play until halftime. Jalen Harris trots out onto the field. He'll have LaDon King to his left. He'll have Josh Hamilton standing to his right. Danico Gibson and Williams are going to stand to the right side. So 2 receivers to the right side, 2 backs in the backfield. The handoff is to Hamilton actually in the backfield. Stiff arms a couple, gets back to the 5. Now he's still on his feet at the 1, leans forward, and he's going to lose about 4 yards. They say the ball was down. It did not come out at the end of that play, but it's going to be a Waco High loss of about 6 yards. Hamilton was just looking for a hole, and Rudder did a good job of stringing him out.
He was trying to make something happen there, and he just had nowhere to go up the middle.
This is what these teams, we talked about it in the pregame, they're going to make Waco High throw the ball. With as few receptions as they've had in each of their games thus far through the season, Rudder has sold out to the run. Harris stands 5 yards deep in his own end zone. He's going to hand it off to Hamilton. Hamilton's going to pick up 2. Be a 3rd down now and about 15. Waco High at their own 3-yard line. See some of the Waco High players out there showing some emotion, saying, let's go, let's get this thing started. Harris 3 yards deep this time. False start penalty on Waco High. Bill, it looked like either Rudder jumped but not a guy didn't have a clear path to Harris. I think this is going to be a false start on Waco. The officials are going to converge and discuss. Wow, and you were right, Bill. It is offsides on Rudder.
It is. I think they made contact with the Waco High offensive line there. I think that's what it was. So
So
that gives them some breathing room now. That's just 5 extra yards. It's going to take the ball out to about the 8-yard line.
Yeah, so instead of 3rd and 15 from their own 3, Waco High now with 3rd and 11 at their own 8 gives Harris and company a little more room to work with. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. And now Hamilton's going to come in motion, and it's a fake handoff, and now Harris is going to try to do it with his feet. At the 10, stumbles, gets up, gets to about the 15, across the 17, and that's a first down for Waco High, and Jalen Harris does a great job just making a couple of guys miss.
He sure did. He noticed his primary receiver was well covered, and here they're moving quickly.
Waco moving quickly. 4 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Harris throws into the left flat. That's caught by LaDon King, and he's got to caught 25, first down 30. Runs over a man at the 35 and bumped out of bounds at the 37-yard line. Good, tough run after the catch by LaDon King for another Waco first down, and just like that, they're at the 37-yard, their own 37.
Looks like they're going to stick with the keep it moving quick theme here, so get some good offensive momentum going.
Hamilton to the left of Harris, who gets the handoff up the middle, runs over a guy at the 40, but nothing after that. A 2.5-yard pickup on first down. And LaDon King's motioning after that tough run. After he caught that ball in the flats, he just needs a little bit of a breather.
LaDon King has an uncanny ability to lower his shoulder and run over people. He keeps his forward momentum. He leans forward into the tackle, and he keeps his balance and keeps moving and churning forward.
So Randy Carpenter now stands to the right. He comes in, he stands to the right of Harris. And Rudder jumps this time, no contact made. Deep throw by Harris. Josh Hamilton climbs the ladder, almost makes the catch at the Rudder 30, but incomplete. But this will be offsides on Rudder, almost certainly.
Yeah, Jalen Harris is doing something at the snap. I mean, he's drawing them off sides. That's about the 3rd or the 4th time. The 2nd time it's actually been capitalized on. That is offsides defense. So Jalen Harris has something going on.
That moves the ball to the Waco High 45. 3rd down now and about 3. Second down and about 3 for Waco from their own 45. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Handoff is to Carpenter. He's going to be up the middle. He'll have enough for the first down. He'll be to the Waco High 49-yard line. Nice run. He just, I think what Waco's doing now, Bill, is just, trying to pick up 2, 3 here, make 2nd and 3rd down manageable, and try to get that offense clicking, and they're doing it, and they're also doing it mixing up the tempo like you suggested. Yep. 2 receivers either side. Harris alone in the backfield, has a snap, looks to throw. Now he throws deep right side. Josh Hamilton's open. Josh Hamilton is interfered with almost certainly, and no flag comes in. No flag. There is a flag at the line of scrimmage, and it looks like the preliminary signals there are going to be offsides on Rudder again, but Hamilton.
Yeah, that clearly there was contact before the ball reached the receiver.
Wow, and this is not offsides on Rudder. That's a holding penalty called on Waco High. Sorry for guessing on that. So backs Waco High up 10, now 1st and 20, and that moves Waco back to their own 39-yard line. 6:05 to play until halftime. Waco leads 7-0 with the ball, traveling left to right into that stiff wind. That ball right there, Josh Hamilton was wide open, and that ball hung up in that wind.
Yes, it did.
So 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. In motion now is Johnson. Harris has it, rolls to his left, has no one to throw it to, and wisely just throws it out of bounds. There's another penalty marker at the 35-yard line.
I think.
Guess, Bill.
I'm thinking that's going to be holding again.
I do too. It's in that area, and they're telling him to move it back already. So it is another hold on Waco High. So instead of 2nd down and 20, 1st and 20, it's now going to be 1st and 30. Waco's been here before, right? Didn't they have a 3rd and 35 they scored a touchdown on?
That's right. Let's see if they don't run that same play. We have seen a lot more balance from the Waco High offense tonight already.
And it's been forced balance. The running game hasn't really worked, but Waco is definitely trying to make a statement here, throwing the ball at least midway into the 2nd quarter. Harris looks over to the sideline, has the play call. Carpenter's going to stand to his right. He's got Hamilton to his left, 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. And this is going to be a penalty flag before they even snap the ball. And they're going to call a delay of game on Waco High. So now it's where Waco's comfortable at 1st and 35.
And while we have a delay in the game, Tom, I want to give a few shout-outs to Will Page, Reggie Robinson, Judith for always listening in, Albert Diaz, and Jason Becker for tuning in. Thank you, Jason.
How about old Jason Becker? 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Hamilton in the slot on the right side. Carpenter stands to the right of Harris, who has the snap. Drops back, looks left side. Now throws over the middle. It's caught at the 35, up to the 40. 45 gets to midfield, splits the defenders at the 40, 35, 30, and now it's just a foot race, and Quinn Williams is finally pushed out of bounds at the Waco 16. Huge gain, no flags on the field, and like I said, they're comfortable when they got to get 35 yards. So why not just go ahead and pick up 60?
Please give us a first or third and 35.
A beautiful pass by Jalen Harris to see Williams kind of doing another delayed route here. Waco's going to go fast, and a penalty flag is going to come in before this one is snapped.
I'll tell you what.
Actually, it looks like they blew it dead before the snap or the either false start or offsides by Rudder. Waco High has the ball at the Rudder 16, 1st and 10, leading 7-0. There was no foul or no penalty on that play. So Waco High from the Rudder 16, 1st down. 2 receivers right. It's Stimson split out wide to the right. Hamilton in the slot, handoff. No, fake handoff. Harris looks right, incomplete. There was movement on the Waco High. There was movement in the Waco High backfield, but that could have been induced. Illegal shift is what they're going to call on Randy Carpenter for Waco, so a 5-yard penalty. On this drive alone, Waco High has had 35, 40 yards in penalties.
That's right. I think that the halftime discussion from Coach Herbst is not going to be a pleasant one when it comes to penalties. Waco High has been penalized about 10 times for about 900 yards, so it's been a lot of first-half penalties.
Trip receivers to the right side. Waco High traveling left to right. Trip receivers right, 1 to the left. It's Williams alone to the left. Randy Carpenter. It's going to be just a little short pass to Carpenter, who does a good job off his fingertips. Caught it, 15, 10, 5. He's going to skirt into the end zone. Touchdown, Waco High. Touchdown, Randy Carpenter. A great catch. That ball was thrown just a bit high by Harris off the fingertips of Carpenter. Did a good job of making the catch and then turned on the burners.
And it was, and I'm telling you, Darian McLean blew out the defensive end on that side to open up a huge hole. What a great block to the outside.
That extends Waco High's lead now 13-0 over Rudder. 5:29 to play until halftime. Escada is going to come on, the right-footed kicker for the extra point attempt. And the snap is back, holds down, kick is up, and it is very true. And Waco High now leads Rudder 14-0, 5:29 to play until halftime. You're listening to Waco High Radio on 101.3. Homecoming night at Waco ISD Stadium. Waco High leads Rudder 14-0. A big crowd on hand tonight. Waco High just scored on a Carpenter, about a 26-yard, just a little delayed screen pass to Carpenter over the middle. Took it 26 yards to extend Waco's lead now 14-0 over Rudder. Chris Escada, ball's teed up at the 40. He'll kick left to right into a stiff wind. And back for Rudder. Escada gets his right foot into it. It's a high end-over-end kick. It's going to be fielded at the 10. Gets to the 15. Now he's angling to the right side. Nowhere to go. Waco High is converging on him. Now he's going to run backwards at the 13. A flag comes in up to the 20-yard line and finally pushed out of bounds and dropped, and it was Davion Calhoun with that kickoff return. Thank you, Tom Nesbitt. Penalty flag is down around the 20. You'd think that's in the area of a hold, possibly on Rudder, hopefully.
Yeah.
So Herbst doesn't have more fire in his belly. You talked about those penalties, Bill. You know, Waco High in their first several games, and especially in the last 2 against Midway, Waco High was only penalized 5 times. And then last week against Consolidated, only 4 times for 40 yards. They've doubled that up tonight. It is a hold on the return by Rudder, so instead of having it 1st and 10 at their own 20, they'll have it 1st and 10 at their own 11-yard line. So
that's right.
Rudder has it. Go ahead, Bill.
No, there's 5:17 left in the first half, and they've got their wind at their back now at their own 11-yard line.
Marquise Johnson for Rudder is split out wide to the left. Dobbins under center. He's got Johnson in the backfield. And here's the snap. The handoff is to Johnson right up the middle. Has a seam, gets across the 15, out to the 20. So he picks that 9 of the 10 back up. It'll bring up 2nd down and about a yard for Rudder. And that was Tandre Basie with the tackle for Waco High. So second down and a short one for Rudder, 4:50 to play until halftime. Waco leads 14-0. Rudder traveling right to left. And the pitch to Johnson this time. Looking right side, and it looked like he almost fumbled it, but he just stutter stepped. He gets across the 20, across the 22, enough for a first down. It'll be at about the Waco 23, at their own 23-yard line.
It's good patient running by Johnson. I mean, he made it to the hole a little too early, so he just stutter stepped, waited for his blockers to come by, and got 3 or 4 yards just by being patient.
So 2 receivers left. Johnson, Marquise Johnson, that is, the wide receiver, is split out far to the left side. KC Schutt and Johnson standing in the backfield. And the handoff is to Johnson again, running hard right side. He's going to pick up about 3, call it 4 on first down, second down and 6. Rudder not in any hurry, just they're really trying to get their offense clicking. James Evans in on the tackle for Waco High. 4 minutes to play until halftime. Waco leads 14-0. So a second down now and 4. Rudder from their own 28. Dobbins, another handoff to Johnson, who's got to be tired. That ball pops out at the end of that run, and that ball looks like it might be recovered. It is recovered by Waco High. Johnson got across the 30, and then the ball just popped out, and Waco jumps on it at the 35. So great field position with 3:34 to play until halftime. And in on that was Willie Carter for Waco High, picking up that fumble. That's the 3rd fumble on the night for Rudder. They're now over their game average of 2 a game, Bill.
Sure is. They sure are. They're cresting that ridge for sure. It's a great fumble recovery by
Willie Carter.
Willie Carter, that's right. It was a great fumble on the replay. So.
I think you were still just kind of marveling at how poetic you sounded, cresting that ridge.
I know, right? I got hung up.
So Willie Carter, the sophomore with that fumble recovery, and Waco in business at the Rudder 35-yard line. 3:34 to play until half. Harris in the shotgun, 2 receivers right, fake handoff, throws in the right flat just out of the reach of Hamilton. Incomplete, stops the clock with exactly 3:30 to play until half.
Guys, I want you to know that Delisha Browning-Moore is really proud of you guys.
Well, thank you.
Delisha, we appreciate that very much. Waco hurrying it up here, 4 receivers to the right side now, and Stimson stands alone on the left. Harris drops back, throws in that right flat. That ball's caught at the 35, has a blocker in front of him. Flag comes down, though, across the 30, still on his feet, and it's Carpenter. Nope, excuse me. That was LaDon King. LaDon King with that, but the officials are going to convene here. It would have been about a 4-yard pickup on second down, but it will be a hold on Waco High out in that right flat, back them up 10 yards.
Again, we appreciate Delisha Browning listening, who is receiver Michael Stimson's aunt. So thank you very much for listening. We appreciate it.
So backing Waco High up now, about second down and 14 from the 39 of Rudder. Harris has the snap, rolls to his left side, now finds a seam. He's going to stay on his feet, gets across the 35, and he's dragged down at the 29-yard line. Picked up 11 there on second down and 14, brings up third down and about 4.5.
Wow, Jalen Harris put a serious move on the middle linebacker, and I mean, he was standing still.
Waco hurries here. Handoff, Terrence Hamilton, right side, breaks a tackle at the 25, first down, 20, 15, 10. One man to beat, sticks his arm over the end line. Touchdown, Waco High. Touchdown, Terrence Hamilton. And Waco extends their lead to 20-0 over Rudder, and a great call and a great run by Terrence Hamilton.
That was outstanding for Terrence Hamilton, and you know who made that all possible was Michael Stimson. With an outstanding block from the outside in the receiver position, he cleared the whole right side of the field wide open.
So just good offensive production, doing it both on the ground and in the air for Waco that time. 2:46 to play. There's a Rudder man injured at around the 10. He is sitting up. He's being attended to by the Waco High and the Rudder training crews here. We're going to keep it right here. Extra point attempt is going to come up, but you got to like what you saw on that drive. Waco early in this game in the first quarter and really halfway through the second having trouble figuring out how to get their pass game involved. Rudder was forcing Waco to sell out to Rudder was completely sold out to the run, forcing Waco High to throw, and now they're mixing it up with just some short screen passes and then mixing in that run, and that's what creates, when you've got Terrence Hamilton running and blocking like that out in the flats by Stimson.
Yeah. And really the passing game was characterized by a first and a third and 35 that went for big yardage.
So of Waco High's 3 touchdowns tonight, 2 of those have come off of Rudder turnovers. All 3 of the Rudder turnovers. I believe they also have an interception, but 3 of the turnovers are fumbles, and 2 of those have been Waco High has turned into points. Escada now we're ready for the extra point attempt. Escada, the right-footed kicker. Stimson will hold. Snaps back, holds down, kick is up, and it is good. And Waco High's lead now 21-0 over the Rudder Rangers. 2:46 to play until halftime. You're listening to Waco High football on 101.3. We're back at Waco ISD Stadium, where Waco High has a 21-0 lead over the Rudder Rangers here on homecoming night. Waco High making Rudder pay for those turnovers. 2 touchdowns of Waco High's 3 have come off of fumbles from Rudder, and now Chris Escada will kick from left to right into that stiff wind back to Rudder. Escada approaches the ball, and it's a high kick that's going to be fielded around the 12-yard line. It's Calhoun. Calhoun's going to angle to the right side across the 20. He's going to be wrapped up and dragged, slung down at the 25-yard line. So about a 15-yard return by Calhoun. And on the tackle for Waco High, James Evans again in on that tackle for Waco. Thank you, Tom Nesbitt. Waco again leads 21-0, 2:39 to play into half. And you got to like in spurts what you're seeing from Waco, Bill.
Sure do. Minus the penalties, this would be a solid performance. And you've seen balance from the passing game and the running game. It's been forced, as you said, by a lot of the early lack of success in the run game. But you know what? They capitalized on it. If you play the run, it opens up the passing game.
So Rudder will now take over at their own 25-yard line. Dobbins under center, 1st and 10, traveling right to left. Fakes the pitch to Johnson, looks right, throws 15 yards out of the reach of his intended target along that right sideline, incomplete, brings up 2nd down and 10 and stops the clock with 2:33 to play. Waco High with all 3 of their timeouts, Rudder with only 1 remaining. Another thing that contributes to those fumbles, and you really can't blame him much. I mean, Cavante Johnson, the running back for Rudder, is an incredible athlete and has done a good job, but he's getting the ball every other play, it seems, and it's just a matter of time until Waco High just sells out to that and starts punching the ball out, and it's been working so far. So Johnson stands alone in the backfield, and right on time, the handoff is to him. He gets forward for 4 yards on 2nd down and 10. It'll bring up 3rd and 6 from their own 29-yard line.
Good tackle in there by Davion Minute.
Rudder will switch up some of their personnel. They'll have Larry Brown split wide to the right. They'll have Marquise Johnson split wide to the left. And they'll have Cavante Johnson and Schutt in the background, or in the backfield. Handoff is to Johnson. He's going to get forward across the 35-yard line, and he'll pick up a 1st down. Picks up about 6 on the play, and Teodric Eastlinen on the tackle for Waco. That moves the sticks with 1:56 to play until halftime.
This is just solid north-south running. I mean, this is between the center and the guard running. There isn't any mystery about this, and they're getting some good blocking from their interior linemen.
Schutt at fullback. Johnson stands behind him. Handoff is to Johnson. Right side, has a hole, gets across the 40 at the 45. Now he's at midfield, and he bumps out of bounds at the 40-yard line. He didn't get bumped out of bounds. He got hammered out of bounds, but not before he picked up a nice run of about 20 yards and another 1st down for Rudder. Travion Green, Tom, thank you, a new running back. So Johnson not having the, not carrying the entire load. That's 128 right. To play until halftime.
And that was Edward Coleman, Waco High safety, lowering the boom there on the sideline. So
Travion Green at running back. 2 receivers now to the left side, the near side, traveling right to left. Dobbins under center. Hands off to Green, up the middle. Has room, gets across the 35 and tackled quickly there by Jaden Ridge for Waco High. But not before he picked up 9 yards of second down and 113 and counting here for Rudder at the Waco High 33-yard line. And they want to hurry. 1 receiver split wide either side. Dobbins under center, has the snap, hand off to Green. Green's going to try to get it out, stretch it out left side, tackled from behind, but not before he picks up a first down at the Waco 31-yard line.
It's a great play by Cameron Clark to tackle him before getting out of bounds. So the clock does not stop. Continues to roll down. 50 seconds left in the first half.
Same formation for Rudder. Dobbins telling his lineman to get down, trying to hurry it up. 45 seconds now. Dobbins has the snap. He's going to fake the handoff to Green this time. Rolls to his left, under pressure and sacked back at the 35, and it looks like Rudder's going to have to burn that first time out they've got. And Corey Ebron in on the tackle for Waco that time. A 4-yard loss on first down. It'll bring up 2nd and 14. Time being the enemy of Rudder here, trying to put something up on the board before halftime. They average less than a touchdown a game. They do call their final timeout, so stops the clock 36 seconds.
That was a really nice sack on that play by Corey Ebron. You know, he's such an athletic, quick defensive lineman coming around the left end, plays that defensive end position for Waco High, and he got into the backfield. We've seen him do that all season long and really got to the quarterback quickly on that play. Didn't have a lot of time to throw, even though he was rolling out to the left side.
That's right, and you know, Rudder is doing something different offensively. They bring in Green, who's a smaller, quicker, faster running back, and I think it's thrown off the Waco High defensive lineman timing. I mean, you have Johnson, big, tall, I'm not going to say slow to the line of scrimmage, but when he gets to the line of scrimmage is when he accelerates. Green's accelerating in his first step and fast, so kind of a thunder and lightning type backfield situation.
So now Rudder with 2 receivers to the right side, and Dobbins for the first time in a while is going to be in the shotgun, and he's got Green standing to his left. So Dobbins with no timeouts, rolls to his right, wants to throw, drops back under pressure and hammered and almost picked off, tapped, incomplete. Dobbins was hammered as he threw the ball, and he gets up though. 3rd down now and 13 for Rudder. Edward Coleman on defense to break that up.
Yeah, it was a great defensive play. Coleman right there. Basie dropping back out of the cornerback position with putting a hand in there to deflect the ball as well. So great play by the Waco High secondary.
Bladen Reeves now in at quarterback for Rudder. First time we've seen him tonight. No, I'm sorry, it's Dobbins. He's going to hand off to Green. Green's dancing around in the backfield and slung down for another loss. That's going to be a 4-yard loss. I don't know what I was looking at, Bladen Reeves. He was standing in the fullback position. Teodric Eastland in on the tackle for Waco. A 4-yard loss, no timeouts for Rudder. 13, 12, 11, and Rudder might just heave one into the end zone here before the half. They're going to have to hurry with 5, 4. They're trying to get in formation, and Dobbins, 2, 1, does get the snap off, but they blow it dead. There's actually a penalty flag down. They will call that a false start as Brian Fonville's over there making the motion with his hands. And that'll be the end of the half. The officials will confer. We'll just wait for them to make it official. Waco High leads 21-0. I think if you were down there to interview Coach Herbst, what do you think he'd say right now?
I think he would be he's going to be up in arms in that locker room over all these penalties in the first half. I'm sure he's proud of his players, the way they played, but Waco High had far too many penalties.
So an illegal shift on Rudder. Time expired. That's the end of the half. An impressive kind of second quarter for Waco High. They started off a little rusty and really got it going in the second quarter. We'll see what they can do in the second half. Waco High leads Rudder 21-0. You're listening to Waco High Radio on 101.3 FM. I do not mean this in a critical way, okay? The kicker for Rudder is a big dude. And I mean offensive line big. I wish we could tell you how big, but with that bigness comes a big leg.
He's 3 for 3 on extra points and 0 for 1 on field goals, but he looks like a mountain out there to kick off for the first time for Rudder. And he's going to angle this ball. This is going to be one of these kind of high, short kicks, try to get it up into the wind. He's angling right toward Edward Coleman, but it does go to that back line. Fielded by Carpenter at the 20-yard line. Left sideline has a crease, gets through it, but knocked out of bounds at the 34-yard line. I'm not going to challenge that dude's leg again. That's big old number 99, Pedro DeLuna, senior kicker.
I'm telling you, man, he looked good kicking it too. And he's going to head straight over to the sideline and start practicing field goals into that net.
Michael Stimson splits far out to the right. Quinn Williams split to the left. King and Terrence Hamilton in the backfield. Pitch left side to Terrence Hamilton. He's got the 35 out of bounds at the 37-yard line. Gain of 4 on first down. Just underway here, second half. Waco High leads Bryan-Rudder 21-0. Waco High trying to go to 1-1 in District 18 5A play. They'll be off next week and then go on the road against Temple. Play action. Harris bounces calmly in the pocket. Now flushed out. Now directing traffic. Looks upfield, just throws it out of bounds. Throws it into the stands. Brings up third down and 7. Maybe a long 6.
You know, I was going to say there that, Rudder did a good job bringing some pressure, but Harris actually had a pretty good amount of time. Just kind of cornered himself over on the sideline.
Third down and 7. Hamilton right into the line, going nowhere, going backwards by about a yard to the 35-yard line. Waco High will have to punt. They'll have that strong south wind at their back when they do. But Waco High goes 3 and out on their first offensive possession. Waco High had kind of had a knack in their first 3 games of putting their foot on the throats of their opponent coming out of the halftime locker room. They don't do that here. And this is Toribio to punt for Waco High. Raul Toribio, the left-footed punter, stands just outside the 20-yard line. Punt is good. It's wobbly. It bounces. It checks up at the 37-yard line and killed there by Danico Gibson, or Quinn Williams, 9, not 8.
It's about a net 28-yard punt.
So we'll see that Rudder offense again. They run heavy, I formation, running attack of Rudder. Not sure whether we'll see Cavante Johnson or Travion Green in that featured I-back position. And just as I say that, they come out in in an empty backfield set. Hunter Dobbins in the shotgun. They 4 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. They run the jet sweep out of that every time, but now they throw into the left flats, and it's caught, dances behind the line. 35 now gets ahead to the 40. Scrum gets ahead to about the 43-yard line and a gain of 7.
Green is so quick. And, trying to make an open field tackle right, all alone is virtually impossible when you're charging forward on a bubble pass like that. So Rudder's going to the passing game, so let's see what they bring here.
4 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Second down and 4 from their own 43 for Rudder. Ball on the left hash. Rudder moving left to right. Here is the jet sweep. to Johnson. Johnson dances at the 45, gets ahead to about the 46-yard line, 1 yard shy of the first down. It brings up 3rd down and 1 from their own 46, and Rudder wants to go quickly now. Waco High subbing.
That was a great play out there by Corey Ebron,
Yep.
who to turn the jet sweep inside and force a 3rd down and 1.
Cavante Johnson is the lone man in the backfield behind Dobbins, who's under center on 3rd down and 1 from their own 46-yard line. Now Dobbins changes the play. Still under center on 3rd and 1, deep handoff. Johnson, he barrels his way across the first down marker, got about 1 more to the 48-yard line. Rudder moves the change. 8:59 to play, 3rd quarter. Waco High leads Bryan-Rudder 21-0 here at WISD Stadium. Spot that ball for Rudder at their own 48-yard line, right in the middle of the field. Ball on the W at WISD. I formation behind Dobbins on 1st and 10. Deep handoff. Johnson, left tackle, 50, 48. 4-yard gain.
It's Tyreek Webb in on the tackle there. A couple of other Lions, but Webb did a good job getting up there and making them, bringing him down. Cameron Clark also in on that tackle for the Lions.
2nd and 6, I formation again for Rudder. Dobbins under center. Split receivers to each side on 2nd down and 6 from the Waco High 48-yard line. Here is the handoff to the fullback, to the 45, to the 43-yard line, close to a 1st down, not quite enough. That was Bladen Reeves. That's his first carry. And it brings up 3rd down and 1, but Rudder making those chains work to their advantage. Again with 3rd and less than a yard. Travion Green, that sort of smaller, quicker back, comes in at the tailback position on 3rd and 1. I formation behind Dobbins. Bootleg, right side. Dobbins wants to run. He gets a good block. He gets the 1st down and out of bounds at the 39-yard line. Flag comes in, thrown by the umpire, thrown from the secondary.
Tom, I don't know if this is kind of in the area of defensive holding in the secondary, even though Dobbins was coming around clearly, but he had not crossed the line of scrimmage, so we'll wait and see.
It looked like that Basie had the Rudder defender by the jersey. And Basie kind of had his jersey and pulls his jersey down under the shoulder pads, and that's a pretty much of a dead giveaway for a holding call.
They accept the penalty. It moves the ball inside the Waco High 35 to the 33-yard line of Waco High. Ball spotted on the left hash for Rudder. 7:26 to play, 3rd quarter. Waco High with a 21-0 lead, but Rudder moving the ball here in the 3rd quarter on their opening possession of this half. And here is the inside handoff to Green. Green over left guard. He's hit hard. Gain of about 2 to the 31-yard line.
Rudder, this is the kind of possession they want. They just a long, methodical, kind of wear down that Waco High defensive line, and they're doing a good job. It kind of seems like it's all they can do, and they're effective with it right now.
That's right.
2-yard gain brings up 2nd down and 8 from the Waco High 31. I formation behind Dobbins. Ball on the left hash. Dobbins under center. Pitch back, right side. Johnson. He dances around. He's hit in the backfield by Eastland. Drop for a loss. Now a flag comes in way late. I think that might be a face mask penalty on Waco High. It goes for no gain, maybe a loss of 1, but let's see the penalty.
Boy, that was a great play on that penetration by number 36, Isbell.
It's a dead ball personal foul on Rudder, so that not what I thought it was, and that goes for a dead ball foul, so the play counts and they'll march it back 15 yards. That's just what the doctor ordered for that Waco High defense.
Yeah, Isbell came from the linebacker position, really got great penetration, and Johnson had nowhere to go but turn it back upfield, and that's what led to the loss on that play. So that was outstanding play from Isbell, the outside linebacker.
It brings up 3rd down and, goodness, 30 from the 47-yard line.
Yeah, Dobbins was calling for the play. Now Rudder's going to have to call a timeout. He was looking over the sideline saying, throw me a play in here. And never got the call from the sideline, and Rudder's forced to take a timeout. We'll keep it right here.
3rd down, and it's not 3rd down and 30, though. It's 3rd down and about 22. Ball will be spotted at the Waco High 47-yard line. They need the 24-yard line. 21 yards to get.
Waco High leading 21-0 over Rudder, 6:17 to play in the 3rd quarter.
We got a winner on the flex cam. Look at that guy. That guy's got huge muscles. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Brian.
Well, while we have a moment, I just want to, Waco High's theater production of You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown is next week, October 12th through the 13th, and October 14th. Those are 7 o'clock shows, and then a 2:30 matinee on the 14th and a 7 p.m. show. Tickets are $8, $10 at the door. Again, that's Waco High's production of You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown. Waco High has a really good theater production, so if you're listening and like theater, you'll want to check that out.
3rd down and 24 from the Waco High 47. Here is the jet sweep going left side. 45-40, slips there at the 39-yard line, and that was Larry Brown on the carry. Well, what you do here, you probably don't punt it. You don't kick a field goal into that wind. They spot the ball at the Waco High 38-yard line. 4th and 14 from the 38-yard line, and they will go for it. Dobbins sends 2 to the right. Slot to the right. Johnson in the backfield to his right. Dobbins rolls to his right. Looks upfield, throws, it is intercepted at the 24-yard line. Javon Ridge has his 2nd interception of the year. Probably would have been wise to just bat that down, but Javon Ridge also he made that interception on the run, and if he kind of kept his footing, he might have gone for 6 up the left sideline.
You know, he read the quarterback's eyes, did exactly what he was supposed to do. Giovanni Madison, the intended receiver, just didn't turn around. He had a go route all the way and was wide open after about 15 yards of that route, but didn't turn around, and the Ridge did a great job of reading that and making that interception.
Jalen Harris in the shotgun. He's got Terrence Hamilton to his left. He's got Terrence Hamilton's brother, Josh Hamilton, to his right. 2 receivers right, slot left. Harris bounces, wants to throw, trying to set up the screen. Now he reverses field, gets out of a kind of a Houdini move to evade the rush. Now he's up to the 30, 34-yard line, 9 yards, maybe 10 for the first down. Let's see. Yeah, they move the chains. 10-yard gain for Harris.
Harris was bottled up, just like you said, several times right there, but his first 5 steps are so quick, he's able to evade those tacklers and just making it happen with his feet.
If you're a defensive line pressuring Jalen Harris, you better all pressure at the same time, because if you don't, he'll find the space and exploit it.
1st and 10, Waco High from their own 34-yard line. Now a flag dropped. I think that's a false start?
It is, Tom. It's a false start on Fabian Garcia coming in for Waco High. He was coming in as a split wide receiver on this near side, Waco traveling right to left on this near side. And I think this is the first action he's seen this game and just wasn't on cue with the center and took an early step, so a 5-yard penalty. 1st and 15 now for Waco.
Here is the handoff. Hamilton, left guard to the 35 and dropped there. Man, he was shoestring tackled there. He might have galloped all the way to the end zone. He gets the 5 back and about 1 more to the 36. Now I call that the 35. 2nd down and 9. Ball on the left hash, Waco High moving right to left, 2nd and 9, handoff, Hamilton, same play, same result, about 4 yards to the 39-yard line. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 5 for Waco High. And Waco High goes quickly. 4 receivers split far out to the right, 1 split to the left. Snap to Harris, he throws it right flats. It is caught by LaDon King. Flag comes in, 1st down to the 45. But a flag, it's going to be a hold, I think, out there on Waco High, out on that corner. Waco High sent 4 men out to that side and just threw the screen pass out there to LaDon King.
Stimson's over there saying, hey, man, I was just blocking. I wasn't holding. I think they are going to call it on Stimson, just like you said, a hold. It looked like a really good block, and on the replay it looked like an even better block, but they're going to call a hold on Waco High, so wipes out that 1st down. And instead of 3rd and 5, it's now 3rd and 15. Waco High leading 21-0, 3:56 to play in the 3rd quarter. Backs up Waco inside their own 30. It'll be spotted right at the 29-yard line. So 3rd and 15 now from their own 29.
Harris in the shotgun. He's got Terrence Hamilton to his left. 3 receivers bunched up here on the near side, the short side of the field. Play action. Harris spins out of pressure, throws up the left sideline. He's got LaDon King, and it is caught, but as he inbounds, it's incomplete. LaDon King made a circus catch, but just couldn't get 1 foot down along this near sideline, and that brings up 4th down in a punting situation, and Raul Toribio comes off the Waco High bench.
And, you know, Harris gave a little extra time, you know, with that little spin move. He had a little more time, and LaDon King was wide open. Harris just couldn't hit his target.
Calhoun stands at his own 37-yard line to receive the Toribio punt. It's a good snap, and it's a not-so-good kick, but kind of knuckleballs, hits at the 45, bounces out of bounds at the 42-yard line of Rudder. So I think Toribio would like to have that back. I just, you know, he was doing kind of this rugby-style kick, and I think he kind of caught it on the toe.
Yeah. You know, on that last almost reception by LaDon King, it was Anthony Eastland actually made a pretty sweet catch on the sideline. And Anthony Eastland also just caught the punt, too, when it went out of bounds.
Hey, can I give a shout-out real quick to the WISD athletic staff? Jack Stanley, so our air conditioner was out. It's normally about 32 below zero in this radio booth, but tonight it's warm outside.
It's awesome.
And there was our air conditioning out. He got a portable air conditioning unit and put it in here, and it's comfortable. So thank you, Coach Stanley. Thank you to the Waco ISD staff.
It's tip-top.
1st down and 10 from their own 43-yard line. Handoff Johnson, left tackle. He's hit by James Evans in the backfield. Dropped for a loss of 1 back to the 42-yard line.
A really nice tackle by Evans, too, to hang on there. Johnson almost slipped out of his reach, but a really good job of hanging on and making that tackle.
Boy, that ball nearly came out there, too. Evans not only grabbed onto Kavondre Johnson, he grabbed the ball and nearly got it out of Cavante Johnson's grasp. Brings up 2nd down and 11. 2 receivers to the right, tight end to the left. I formation behind Hunter Dobbins. On 2nd and 11 from their own 43-yard line. Deep handoff, left guard. Scrum moves ahead for about 6 yards, 7 yards, almost all the way up to the 50-yard line.
And James Evans in the middle of that one, too. I wish if somebody was listening right now, and Tom, you may know if James Evans is related to Byron Evans. I believe Byron Evans also wore 35. And Byron Evans Sr., who's really involved in youth athletics all over Waco, a huge supporter of the Waco High 7-on-7 team. So I'm wondering if James Evans is related to Byron Evans. See if somebody can let us know.
We'll get George Nesbitt working on that. 3rd down and 3 from midfield, and here is the handoff to Green. Green does not have enough. I don't think he got enough. He's close. He's at the Waco High 48-yard line. They're going to spot him just short of the 1st down and bring up a 4th and 1 for Rudder. 1:55 to play, 3rd quarter. Waco High still with that 21-0 lead that they had at halftime. Clock running. Play clock running as well. 4th and 1, and it looks like Rudder may go for it here on 4th and 1 from the Waco High 49-yard line. It looks like they will. Hunter Dobbins has an I formation behind him. Travion Green is the tailback. And here is the handoff to the fullback. The fullback's got the first down. He's to the 46 of Waco High. Bladen Reeves. In case you're keeping score at home, Bladen is spelled B-L-A-D-E-N. You think anybody's keeping score at home?
Of name spellings?
Yeah, no,
yes.
Just keeping score of this game like they're marking in their stat book. Well, that was Bladen Reeves. How do you spell Bladen?
It's 21-0.
Jason
Waco
Ortiz
leads.
right across there.
1st and 10, Rudder from the Waco High 46-yard line. I formation, deep handoff. This is Green again. Green is quick. Ball pops out at the 35-yard line. Ball's on the ground. I think Waco High got it. Another fumble recovery. And they did. I can't tell who got on top of it, but Green took the handoff along the left sideline. He was quickly into the secondary, and then boom, he was hit hard by Steven Johnson. Popped that ball out. I'm sorry, Jaden Ridge.
And Willie Carter was on the bottom of that pile. He may have just come up with his second fumble recovery of the night. We'll see who they give that to. Willie Carter, Demarion Lyons.
Demarion Lyons was in on that hit that popped the ball loose. I'm not sure who recovered it.
In any event, Waco High's got the ball now, 1st and 10 from their own 37-yard line, and David Marino is in at quarterback. And here goes the pitch to Terrence Hamilton to the 40 to the 45, out of bounds at the 48-yard line, 11 yards and a first down for Terrence Hamilton. New quarterback for Waco High is the backup, David Moreno. And Waco High wants to go quickly now, get some reps for that second unit. 50 seconds to play third quarter. Quick snap. Here is the handoff to Hamilton. Hamilton lowers his head and pounds him in for 2 yards to midfield.
You almost can't say it enough. Terrence Hamilton gets the ball and he's immediately looking for contact. He knows that if there's not a hole, who can I hit?
That's right.
Please, can I hit somebody?
He's coming after you.
27 seconds, third quarter. Waco High 21-0 lead over Bryan-Rudder. Second game of the District 18 5A schedule. David Marino in at quarterback. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Here is the handoff to Terrence Hamilton. He pushes a man to the carpet at the 35, 45 to the 40, first down. What a tough run by Terrence Hamilton.
And he did it again. You know, he just comes out, he's looking for contact, and he found it, and he won twice, bouncing off of guys and running guys over, and he just does not quit. Even after he was knocked down, he kind of rolled over a guy on his butt, jumped up, and squirted forward for a couple of more yards.
That's going to be the last play of the third quarter. Waco High will go into the fourth quarter with a 21-0 lead, and the ball, 1st and 10, inside Rudder territory. Come back for the fourth quarter. Waco High football on 101.3 FM.
Back at Waco ISD, starting the fourth quarter, Marino has the snap, and he's going to roll back, looks over his right side, under pressure. Now he's going to run forward. He gets across the 40, gets to the 35, and finally tackled down inside the 35 at the 33-yard line. Marino did a good job just then. You know, had some time, let the pocket collapse around him, and took off and ran up the middle and picked up 7 yards on first down. Call it 6, second down and 4 now. 11:35 to play in the ball game. Waco High leads 21-0 from the Rudder 33, 2nd and 4. Moreno now 2 receivers right, 1 to the left, throws into the right flat. That ball's caught by LaDon King. He's trying to get out of the reach of the tackler and does. Gets across the 25 for enough for the first down. So a nice run after catch for LaDon King, and Waco wants to keep it hurry up right here. They'll have 4 receivers to the left side. Quinn Williams split far out to the left. Michael Stimson alone to the right side. Moreno looks his way, throws, intercepted at the 20, 25-30. He's got to have speed if he wants to go all the way, gets across the 40. He's got his finger in the air, and he's kind of slowing down at the 20, 15, 10, 5. No flags, touchdown Rudder, and it's Isaiah Searcy with the interception. He just read that all the way, picked it off at the 15, took it back 85 yards, and Rudder is on the board, 21-6.
81 yards, Searcy goes on the interception return. I'm surprised that isn't a flag, putting your finger up at about midfield.
Yeah, he knew he had no one was going to challenge him. Moreno went out there and tried to make a tackle. He kept hustling, and Searcy just put his finger in the air at midfield and ran it all the way in. Nice read, nice interception, and Rudder making a ball game out of it here. On for the kick is DeLuna. about 280-pound right-footed kicker. The snap's back, the hold is down, the kick is up, and it looks like it may have missed off the left side. He did. He missed it. DeLuna, no good. It had plenty of distance, but nonetheless, our score now, Waco High 21, Rudder 6, 10:55 to play in the ball game. You're listening to Waco High football on 101.3 FM. Back at Waco ISD Stadium, where an 81-yard pick six by Rudder puts them on the board, 21-6. Waco High still has the lead here. Homecoming, 10:55 to play in the ball game, and DeLuna, who just missed the extra point attempt, is on to take this kickoff for Rudder, kicking right to left, and it looks like it's going to be one of those high end-over-end pooch kicks. It's going to be fielded by King at the 25, looking for a seam. Gets out of the way of a man at the 30. Now he's going to scramble forward for an additional 3 yards, so it'll be Waco High's ball at their own 33. And that was Edward Coleman, who had that kickoff return there for Waco.
Looks like we're going to see Jalen Harris again at quarterback.
Yeah, you know, on that last play, on that interception, Moreno he rolled to his right, and it was intended for Michael Stimson. Stimson didn't turn around. The Searcy for Rudder did, and took it to the house. And he let everybody know he was going to take it to the house when he was about midfield. So Waco High now 21-6 from their own 33-yard line. A stacked backfield, a jumbo eye. Handoff is to LaDon King, who's going to get across the 25 and pick up about 4 yards. Had 3 backs standing right behind Harris, who was in the shotgun. Now Waco's going to keep this hurry-up tempo going. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. And it's Randy Carpenter. No, excuse me, that's Terrence Hamilton in the backfield with Jalen Harris. LaDon King is kind of in a slot receiver position on the right side. Josh Hamilton in the kind of near receiver. Handoff. Right side, Terrence Hamilton has the corner at the 40, 45 first down, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20. 1 man to beat and bumped out of bounds at the 13-yard line. A nice run right there by Terrence Hamilton. Hamilton showing his speed there. Just needed the corner and got it. Took that one all the way down to the Rudder 13-yard line. 1st and 10, Waco High, 9:57 to play. Waco leads 21-6. Harris in the shotgun. He's got Hamilton standing to his left. Now Josh Hamilton, jet sweep, left side, looking for a corner. 15-10, flag comes down 5, tackled at the 2-yard line, but a flag does come in the area of holding, of offensive holding. We'll see what it is. If the play stands, it'd be Waco High's ball, 1st and goal at the 2, but it is a hold on Waco High, so this is coming back.
You know, Brian Fonville's up here, made a great point that Waco High has only been penalized, I believe, 1 time in the second half. And then now we just get another holding call. So, but they have cut down the penalty so far.
Tom Nesbitt would call that a penalty palooza in the first half and really cleaned it up here in the second half. 9:50 to play. Waco leads 21-6. They've got the ball now, 1st down and 20. At the Rudder 22-yard line. They can pick up a 1st down. It would be all the way inside the 5, inside the Rudder 5.
Quick shout out to Matt Smith, who is listening and is going to be racing Brian Fonville in the Central National Bank Olympics tomorrow.
I can't wait to see that on YouTube.
So 3 backs in the backfield with Harris, LaDon King, Terrence Hamilton, Josh Hamilton to the right. Handoff is to Terrence Hamilton. No, it's a pitch back to LaDon King. Has the corner at the 20, 15, 10. Gets pushed out of bounds right at the 6-yard line. A nice play and a great fake by Jalen Harris.
The play fake made the play, Joe. It brought the defense in, and then Harris then just kicked it out to a streaking LaDon King, who stiff-armed a man to go out of bounds at the 6-yard line. 2nd and short.
2nd down, yeah, and about 2.5 for Waco at the 6-yard line of Rudder. They need the 4.5, 3.5 for a 1st down. Harris in the shotgun. Handoff, Terrence Hamilton, left side, looking for the corner. Has the corner, 5, strolls in, runs over a man on his way to a touchdown. Another Waco High score. making the lead now 27-6, 9:21 to play in the fourth quarter.
And that play was made possible by great blocking on the outside by Quinn Williams. Great block to the middle of the end zone.
It's a staple of this Waco High offense for years is great wide receiver blocking. It's a part of the culture of this team.
Escada on now for the extra point attempt. Stimson to hold, snaps back. Stimson places it, Escada smashes it. Extra point attempt is good. Waco High now leads 28-6 over Rudder, 9:21 to play in the ball game. You're listening to Waco High football on 101.3 FM. A nice answer for your Waco High Lions. They extend their lead 28-6 now over Rudder with 9:21 to play in the ball game. Chris Escada, ball placed on the far hash. Waco kicking left to right into that stiff wind. And Escada approaches, puts his big right leg into it. It's going to be end over end and fielded at about the 15-yard line. And it's Calhoun, angles to his right, nowhere to go. Now he gets out of the tackle and he's going to try to get across the 20 and then hammered at the 22-yard line. Paid for breaking a tackle on that one. In on the tackle was Davion Mimit.
You know, that last score by Waco High was important. I mean, you know, this was still a two-score game. I mean, anything could happen there. A touchdown, an onside kick recovery. Now there's a three-score cushion and a little breathing room with only 8:55 left to play in the game.
James Evans is going to take a breather. Corey Ebron runs on. Ball spotted. Rudder at their own 22-yard line. But for the first couple of possessions in the game, Hunter Dobbins comes on back out at quarterback. Condi started the game at quarterback for Rudder. And they're going to put some more. There's a little delay here. The officials putting a few more seconds on the clock. It's now a 9:02 to play in the ball game. Added about 11 seconds. So Dobbins under center, I formation. Johnson in the backfield, and the pitch is to Johnson, who's looking for room off the right side. Breaks a tackle at the 20, gets across the 25 to the 26, picked up about 4 yards on first down.
Having a little homecoming moment here, Joe. You had mentioned earlier whether James Evans was Byron Evans' son. I got a Facebook message from my high school classmate, class of '90, Michael Drake. He says that James Evans is the son of one of our classmates, Bridget Johnson. So that's good to know.
I'll be dang.
The legacy of the Waco High class of 1990.
Appreciate people answering our questions. That's good stuff. 8:30 to play here. Waco High leads 28-6. Dobbins under center. Hands off. A little counter to Johnson. Johnson breaks a few tackles, gets across the 30. He's going to be right at the sticks. Looks like he did pick up enough for the first down, so he picked up 6. And Rudder will have it at their own 32-yard line, 1st and 10. Traveling right to left. Marquise Johnson split wide to the right for Rudder. Davion Calhoun split wide to the left. Dobbins under center, I formation. Schutt the fullback. Johnson, and the handoff is to Schutt. He's going to get to the 35. He's going to get forward for about 4 or 5, call it 5 yards on first down. These small gains are probably not going to get it done for Rudder. They'll have to mix in some passing if they're trying to win this football game. Taking their time, looking over to the sideline. Coaching staff communicating to the players. Same formation here. Actually, it's now Calhoun's going to go out. Dobbins is going to go out of the shotgun. He's got Schutt to his left, Johnson to his right. Handoff to Johnson. Johnson looking for a hole. Hammered at the line of scrimmage by Corey Ebron. Great tackle. No gain. Maybe he picked up half a yard. 3rd down and 5. A long 5.
And now this is just what the doctor ordered for Waco High, Joe. You talked earlier about, you know, when it was a 3-score game, a 2-score game, and Rudder was milking that clock and driving the ball. Now milking the clock works very much against their interests here. 6:50 to play.
I formation. Dobbins under center. Fakes a handoff, play action, rolls to his right side, looking for a man down the sideline, throws almost intercepted off the fingertips of Edward Coleman on that left side, well defended by Waco High, and it'll bring up 4th down and about 4 now. 4th and 4 for Rudder, and they're sending on a new unit. It looks like they're going to send on the punt team. It's a really an interesting strategy here for Rudder. I mean, these guys are not in any hurry. It's 28-6, and on each of these plays, the players are looking over to the coaches saying, give us the play, let's go, and then it's a handoff up the middle. Rudder in a punt formation, snaps back to Dobbins. Dobbins gets a beautiful spiraling punt off. No Waco High receivers back. It's going to take a Rudder bounce at the 20, inside the 10, and finally be downed at the 7-yard line, call it the 8. So Waco High will take over 1st and 10 at their own 8, traveling left to right. 6:20 to play in our ball game. The homecoming edition of Waco High football 2017, and Waco leads 28-6.
That was a 54-yard punt and no return, down to inside the 10. So does the trick for Rudder. And here comes Jalen Harris again. No David Marino.
So Harris will have Michael Stimson standing to his right, Terrence Hamilton to his left. That was Josh Hamilton, and Josh Hamilton actually gets the pitch and gets the corner and gets the 10. Now he gets the 20, makes one man miss at the 35. He may be gone to the house at the 40. Midfield, he's got a couple of guys behind him. They're not going to catch him. 15, 10, 5, touchdown, 92 yards. Josh Hamilton, no flags. Waco High with an exclamation point here with 6:01 to play in this ball game. 34-6 now.
That run was the product of speed and vision and quickness. He made 2 guys just kind of their socks fell down on the move that Josh Hamilton made. Then he split the defenders and was up the left sideline in the blink of an eye. And what a beautiful run by Josh Hamilton.
And Josh Hamilton caught the pitch in his own end zone. So, unbelievable run.
Had to run 100 to get the 92 and the 6. Extra point attempt coming. Escada's kick is true, and Waco High's lead now 35-6 over Rudder. 6:01 to play. You're listening to Waco High football on 101.3. Waco ISD Stadium, 4th quarter, 6:01 to play. Waco High leads 35-6. A Josh Hamilton 92-yard pitch, and making a whole bunch of guys miss. Beautiful run is what gets our score now. Waco High 35, Rudder 6. Rudder's only touchdown coming on a 81-yard pick 6. Couldn't capitalize on the extra point, so 35-6, 6:01 to play. Chris Escada, ball teed up at the far hash, kicking left to right. Escada approaches it high, end over end, fielded by Calhoun at the 16. Angles to his right side, gets the 20. Now he's being tackled by about 4 Waco High players, and making the final tackle there was Stephen Johnson. You know, Bill, you talked about Waco High's answer. Rudder made it 21-6, and Waco High comes down, making it look easy in about 5, 6, 7 plays to get it. And now you can see as that momentum shifted, and it caused Rudder's last possession to be completely disjointed. It took tons of time.
That's right.
There was no creativity, and I hate being critical. I almost feel for the Rudder players, because they're looking at their coaching staff saying,
yeah,
give us something to work with.
You would think you would see at least open it up here, you know, if not just to give your players experience with a little late game passing attack.
One receiver either side. Johnson stands alone in the backfield. Dobbins under center, and Johnson's going to trip in the backfield. Probably a little bit tired. He's been given the ball probably 35 times tonight. That was actually Green who had that handoff, so forgive me. Was not Green, Tom?
You had it right
No,
first time.
Johnson.
Cavante Johnson.
Okay, it was Johnson. Tripped in the backfield. He loses 3 yards, so back inside the 20. Call it the 19.5-yard line is where Rudder will have it, 2nd down and 13. 5:29 and counting to play. Rudder moving right to left. Shutt the fullback. Johnson the running back. One receiver either side. Dobbins, handoff Johnson, looking for a hole. A small one, closes quickly, gets across the 20, out to about the 23.5-yard line. Call it the 23. Pick up a 4. 3rd down and 9 now for Rudder.
I mean, you got to hand it to Kevontae Johnson to stand back there and to still run hard. He's running hard with 7 men in the box, 8 men in the box. He knows he's not going to have a big hole. You got to hand it to him for just
no doubt. And
fighting.
Every athlete wants the ball in his hands. I mean, he's not going to say, don't hand it off to me, but
that's right.
He might be saying, hey, could we get a little something else going? 2 receivers right. Pitch to Johnson. Johnson looking for the corner. Makes a man miss at the 25. Flag comes in. Tackle down at the 30-yard line, 31-yard line. Short of the 1st down. It'd be 4th and 3, but this flag in the area of holding on the offense. We'll see.
Holding offense number 16. 10-yard penalty. Previous spot.
So the Rudder hold will move them back 10 yards. So instead of 3rd and 9, it's now 3rd and 19. Ball was spotted inside the 15-yard line, right around the 14. 4:27 to play in the ball game. Waco High leads 35-6. So yes, 3rd and 19. Dobbins in the shotgun this time. He's got Shutt to his right. Now Shutt's going to move up and no, he's got Shutt standing in the fullback. He's got Johnson right behind him, 1 receiver either side, and Dobbins is going to throw. Drops back, looks left side. Double coverage on that side and out of the reach of everyone, incomplete. And, with 2 receivers, 1 on either side, you got no underneath routes. You got 2 guys you can throw it to, and you got 3 Waco defenders around each one of them.
I know.
Really leaves you with nothing unless you're going to release one of those running backs to come out. But the Waco High linebackers doing a good job of spying that, and so now 4th and 19 for Rudder, and they're going to punt.
There's no doubt that we're missing something. We're missing something up here in regards to either the Rudder player personnel or coaching, or playbook,
Stimson and Williams back to receive the punt, which is a great punt. It bounces off of Williams. He does come back and get it, though, at the 40, 45. Now he's looking for the corner, gets it at the 50, midfield 45. Now he's at the 40, trying to make a couple of guys miss and trying to dragged out of bounds after a flag comes in. He'd be at the Rudder 35-yard line. There are actually 2 flags down, one at the Waco 45 and one at the Rudder 45.
Yeah, it looks like the first penalty is going to be right when Quinn Williams was picking it. I think Stimson made a crackback block, and I believe that's going to be a personal foul.
And there's another. Let's see.
Legal block in the back. Return team number 44 from the 45. 10-yard penalty, be 1st down.
Okay, they picked up the.
Yeah, they
picked up the Michael Stimson crackback block. Yeah,
that was right in front of the return man. That was not an illegal block. No. I mean, it was just blatant. I couldn't believe the guy pulled the flag out kind of as an afterthought almost.
Yeah, I agree.
They should have picked that up.
I mean, I think that great care was taken right there to make that not a vicious hit.
So that block in the back happened at the Rudder 45. It backs it up to the Waco, so Waco has the ball at their own 40, call it the 45-yard line, 3:40 to play in the ball game. Waco leads 35-6, and Moreno's back in at quarterback for Waco. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Moreno's going to hand off. No, he's going to keep it. Rolling right side, and it's a pitch to Hamilton, Terrence Hamilton, right side, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds. He crosses midfield. He's at inside Rudder territory to the 49. So Moreno just a fake handoff and then a pitch to Terrence Hamilton around this right side and gets bumped out of bounds at the 49. So it's 2nd down now, 2nd and 4 for Waco, just inside Rudder territory. 3:22 to play. Rudder no timeouts. Waco all 3 of theirs. Moreno in the shotgun, not in a hurry. But in that clock, the play clock at 11 now, 10, 9. He's in the shotgun with 2 left, 1 right, And the handoff right side. It's going to be stacked up. It's Taro Johnson for Waco High with that handoff. Thank you, Tom. He's going to pick up about 2.5 yards, 2 yards. Call it third down now and 2. Waco needs the Rudder 45. Moreno taking his time, looking over the coaching staff. 17 on the play clock, 2:32 and counting on the game clock. Waco leads 35-6. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right side. With 4 on the play clock, Moreno takes the snap, keeps it, rolls left side, gets the 45, first down, slides down wisely inbounds at the 43-yard line. First down, Waco High. 2:13 left in this ball game.
Heads up play by Moreno, just to keep the ball, slide for the first down and stay in bounds. Keep the clock running.
Chris Escada is in at wide receiver here on this near side. Herbst just putting players in, stacked receivers either side. Randy Carpenter stands to the left of Moreno. Carpenter gets it, stutter steps, gets to the 40-yard line after a 4-yard gain. It'll bring up second down and 6 with 1:34. A couple more snaps, maybe 3 more for Waco High, and this will be the ball game. An off week next week.
And then they'll go on the road to play the Temple Wildcats, who are in a dogfight right now in Temple. 28-20, they lead consolidated with 5:21 left to play in the game. So the dogfight that we thought it would be at Wildcat Stadium. It's a tough district Waco High plays in.
Stacked receivers either side. Carpenter takes the handoff, finds a hole, gets across the 35, gets to the 30, tried to make one man miss, couldn't, gets tackled at the 25-yard line, first down, 54 seconds. Just a couple of more snaps and this ball game will be over. Nice run by Carpenter.
Coming up in the post-game show brought to you by Community Bank and Trust, we'll recap the second half scoring in this one. We'll talk about the next few weeks on the schedule, and we'll name our player of the game as David Moreno goes into the victory formation here. Waco High band on homecoming, serenading their team. It's going to come out of here with a 35-6 win.
Victory formation. Moreno takes a snap, takes a knee, and that will be it from Waco ISD Stadium. Waco High turns last week's disappointment into a nice solid win tonight on homecoming over the Rudder Rangers 35-6. The final whistle is blown and the teams are sprinting across the field to shake hands. A good game, Tom. Brian.
A good game for Waco High. They made some mistakes. They'll learn from this one. They'll go into the bye week, we think, relatively healthy, at least coming out of this game. I can't think of any significant injuries that occurred in this game, but we'll talk a little more about that in the post-game show. Joe, let's take a short break. When we come back, we'll have the post-game show brought to you by Community Bank and Trust. Waco High wins 35-6 over Bryan-Rudder. Come back for the post-game show. Waco High football on 101.3 FM.